Sounds crazy, right? A beautiful mansion for just $10? Believe it or not, but there's a $10 drug lord mansion in Mexico City that has been just put on the market. The Mexican government has seized properties from drug traffickers and corrupt politicians and is handing them over to the public for a song. It's the bargain of a lifetime. This $10 slice of prime real estate once belonged to the infamous cartel kingpin Amado Carrillo Fuentes, otherwise known as El Señor de los Cielos, or Lord of the Skies. Its original price stands at $4.5 million. Ready to hear all about the beautiful palace that this Lord of the Skies once lived in? Stay to the end of this video to hear all about this house, its amazing features, and its dark history. The history of the mountain. The mansion of Amado Carrillo Fuentes is located in the Jardines de Pedregal de San Angel neighborhood in Mexico City. It is one of the lots in this area that used to be owned by Alfredo Toledo Corro, the Sinaloa state governor that served from 1981 to 1986. The previous owner of the mansion also committed crimes. He accepted bribes from people including Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, the mastermind behind the Guadalajara cartel. This corrupt governor laundered the properties through Mexico's Institute of Tourism. These luxurious properties were later seized by the Mexican government. There is a total of 100 waterfront lots and 100 inland lots. Their values range between $43,000 and $69,000. The Lord of the Manor. Former leader of the Juarez cartel, Amado Carrillo Fuentes, was once the owner of this mansion. He had built it for himself. He was one of the most powerful and ruthless drug lords of the 1990s. He killed his boss, Rafael Aguilar Guajardo, to take his rightful place as the feared leader of the Juarez cartel. Carrillo amassed $25 billion in profits during his high-flying criminal career in illegal substances. He got the name Lord of the Skies because he owned an entire fleet of planes that transported tons of cocaine and marijuana into the US. House of Doom. The operations of the Lord of the Skies began in Mexico. He owned mansions and high-end properties all over, including the Casa Versace in Jalisco, an Arabian-style palace in Sonora, and his deluxe compound in Jardines de Pedregal. This drug lord bought this mansion as a safe house in the capital. The authorities in Mexico, Argentina, Colombia, and the US had him in their sights. In 1995, this property was seized and became a prize that nobody wanted. It is a white elephant, useless, troublesome, and impossible to keep. The mansion of Amado Carrillo Fuentes has only ever been home to criminals and movie makers. No happy family has ever lived here, or ever could. The end of his career. In 1997, Carrillo died from a botched plastic surgery operation that involved liposuction. It is rumoured that he had to change his appearance in order to evade getting captured and killed. But it is possible that he only faked his death and continues to live in hiding, in disguise, and richer than ever. The doctors who performed the surgery didn't get off that light. The cartel claimed that the doctors got rid of Carrillo on purpose. The surgeons all went into hiding but eventually got tracked down by Carrillo's mob. They were tortured to death and cemented into concrete next to a highway. Fame. Carrillo is a popular larger-than-life character who has been celebrated in songs, movies, and in the third season of Narcos, Mexico. In 2003, they filmed Man on Fire starring Denzel Washington at the drug lord's mansion. This movie is about rescuing a 9-year-old girl, Dakota Fanning. Denzel plays her bodyguard, but in the movie most of Mexico City gets destroyed. Luckily, those are only visual effects. But when the movie was released, there were tunnels shown that run under the house linking it to other places. You can't expect anything less from drug cartels, right? So yeah, this mansion most probably has tunnels to explore, and who knows where they lead to. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Luxury beyond belief. In the 70s and 80s, even into the 90s, these big houses indicate big money and high status. The point is to tell us that the owner looks and lives like a king. But this magical aura evaporated once the FBI moved in. The authorities moved in and the narcos moved out. This sumptuous house has 9 bedrooms with huge closets and dressing rooms. There is a stunning indoor pool, 6 jacuzzis, a steam room, a library, a wine cellar, a bar, and a children's playhouse in the backyard. There is a big parking area which can house at least 20 vehicles. It would be pretty sad if you only had one car or none at all. There is also living space for security guards, 2 rooms, a bathroom, a kitchen, and a living room to keep your bodyguards in. The indoor pool is housed in a glass-walled building with mosaic tiling and a skylight. The pool hasn't been used in 20 years and is yearning for a deep clean, but it is still in great condition. The snazzy bar is super blingy, just the thing at the end of a hard day with the gang. It has gold and black lacquered finishes. The enormous kitchen looks like it comes straight out of the 1990s, but it's been well maintained. Secret tunnels. It is believed that there are secret tunnels underneath the house. One gateway is underneath the bathtub. Other homes in the area have these tunnels underneath their bathtubs, so you can assume this one does too. There is a hydraulic system, so the bath can quickly be raised to provide access to the tunnel. It's a great way to get out just in time if the police ever come knocking or break down your door with guns blazing. It's not great to go down there. No one wants to run through disgusting sewers and sewer rats, but it's better than living the rest of your life in a high-security prison. 7 wings. This gorgeous property has a total of 7 wings. Each wing is surrounded by landscaped gardens. Carrillo didn't hold back when he built this place. One wing of this property has beautiful floor-to-glass windows as well as ornate columns. There is a cottage-like structure in the corner of the garden. It's actually a life-sized playhouse that Carrillo has built for his kids. Here he used to play with his children. Nobody is all bad, including him. The Lord of the Skies loved his kids at least. Sadly, in 2020, his son got killed by gunmen during a bloody turf war between rival cartels in the area. So there's a scary and morbid feel to this house. If you don't mind all that, think carefully about all the costs for maintenance work and security. Ouch! But if you can afford to take care of a mansion like this, then that's great. So how can you get your hands on the mansion? You need to bet $10. The Mexican government has been auctioning off this property. It is organised by Mexico's Give Back to the People What's Been Stolen Institute. The lottery managers have compiled 3 million numbers. On June 28, 2022, Mexico's National Lottery began offering the house at a starting price of 200 pesos, or $10. But there's one catch to all of this. You have to be a Mexican citizen to own any asset on the beach. Foreign nationals will be paid in cash instead. This isn't the first time the Mexican government has auctioned off a house. In 2021, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's house was raffled off for $12.50. So why are they selling it so cheap? The goals of El Instituto para Devolver a Pueblo lo Robado, the Institute of the Return Stolen Goods to the People, is to liquidate all the assets that have been seized from criminal organizations and corrupt officials. The proceeds should go to Mexico's public health service and fight against COVID-19. President Lopez had this to say in June 2022. "We're doing this to support the Mexican people and help our neighbours. There are a lot of abandoned public assets scattered around various government agencies, and they will go to ruin if not maintained properly." Ticket number 339,357 won this mansion for $10. His identity has never been revealed. It would be ironic if the mysterious winner were none other than the Lord of the Skies himself. The sequel. More than 200 other lots of varying sizes have been offered in Playa Espiritu, a bankrupt tourism development in Sinaloa, Mexico. So fear not, there are still more narco mansions available for you to claim in this not-so-popular area. But if you do get a big house and a beautiful beach, just look out for them. You too could be a Lord of the Skies.